Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been waiting on this one. Man, I have been waiting to get my hands on this phone to show y'all. This is the Redmi Note 10 Pro, which is the global version of the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, sold in India and also China, if I'm not mistaken. This is not to be confused with the Note 10 Pro from India. This is their version of the Max, which means this has the 108 megapixel um, third generation Samsung HM2 um, camera lens on the back. Right there. Booyah, baby. Along with three other cameras, one of them being an ultra wide. And this also features the smallest. And boy, I read about it, I heard about it. But seeing is believing. The Mi 11s isn't even this small. The uh, smallest hole punch in a screen. That thing is so minimalistic, and believe it or not, it is a 16 megapixel, um, which is just insane. And software-based 2D facial recognition works just as fluidly and fast as any other Xiaomi device released in the past 2 years. The smaller size doesn't make it any slower. Um, Man, just a fantastic phone. Fantastic. Oh man, I'm just blown away. Blown away. 120 hertz um, Samsung E4 AMOLED panel, the latest and greatest. The same hardware used on the Galaxy S21 series, the Mi 11, the upcoming ROG Phone 5, which I'll be having on this channel pretty soon. Oh man, the same. It's the same exact screen virtually as Redmi, uh, the Redmi K40 series, the Snapdragon 870 powered K40, and the Snapdragon 888 powered K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus. Because this is, and I say virtually exactly the same because beyond the 180, uh, I'm sorry, beyond the 1080p Full HD Plus resolution, with the 120 hertz refresh rate, and even beyond the exact Samsung E4 AMOLED technology used. This is also the same 6.67 inches of the K40 series. So I mean, it is literally the same exact display. This phone is this phone. If I had to end this video right now, I would simply tell you this phone is a flagship phone with the exception of the processor. That's it. That's it. If you took the processor out of the equation and it didn't matter to you, this is a flagship. Flagship cameras, flagship screen. I mean, it's everything. I mean, flagship design, design build. It's Gorilla Glass front and back. Gorilla Glass 5 to be exact, front and back, and it's it has 33-watt fast charge, which is included in the box there. You got your clear TPU, your frosted TPU, I should say. It's not completely clear; it's frosted. This is the global version with the Google services, as you can see on the side of the box there. It states it. And this is the gray model. And excuse the bird in the background. Obviously, I have a bird right out of my window if you can't hear it. But this phone has just been it's been every bit amazing. I would have had it to you a lot sooner. I was supposed to have it by last Monday, and it was lost for an entire week. Drove me nuts. I wanted to be one of the first here in the U.S. to do an overview of it. I think I still am, luckily. And if not, it is what it is. There's even if I am, there's going to be far better videos than mine anyways for the US audience, as I freely state, plenty of times. People like Flossie Carter, for example, they're going to do much better videos and stuff like that, as well as other, YouTubers. But, it's actually also a high quality USB cable here too. It has that red on the inside here. Um, but to really, let me see if I can, well, there it goes. There it goes. See the red in there that I'm talking about? Yeah. So it has that. And, and I've been nothing but just 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 purely impressed out of this phone, honestly. It does have, since we talked about the processor here and how it's not a flagship, it's also not a 5G processor. It is basically the best 4G, Qualcomm processor you could get. Well, mid range, I should say. Let me hit the brakes a little bit there before I say too much and not be accurate at all there. Because that would actually, the best non 4G, the best non 5G Qualcomm chipset would be the non 5G enabled Snapdragon 855. I would think anyways, but this has the Snapdragon. Ooh, I wish that bird would be quiet back there. It's really messing up my game here. But this has the Snapdragon 732G chipset. And plenty of videos from overseas YouTubers already showcase the gaming capabilities of this phone, and it does a fantastic job. It doesn't skip a beat, even in Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, Fortnite. The phone it has all of the power needed for any games. It just doesn't have 5G. I mean, that's really all there is to it. It has the Adreno 618. Um, and I mean, it has 6 gigs of RAM. This is actually the 128 gig internal storage model with UFS 2.2. I mean, yeah, 2.2. Yeah, I said it right. There is a lower model with 64 gigs internal, still with 6 gigs of RAM. But they also have a 8 gig model with I think still 128 gigs internal storage. It might be 256, but either way, all three models do have expandable memory, micro SD card slot. So only reason I got the 128 gig internal model instead of the 64 that I usually would have gotten, since it again has expandable memory, and so that would have been more important to me anyways than the actual internal storage. Is as many people know, I do love my expandable memory. I actually got a phenomenal deal on this. I basically, what I paid for this 128 gig model is the price that you'd pay for the 64 gig model. And no, before anyone asked, the 64 gig model was not available for even lesser than that. I mean, it was, I honestly just stumbled across this, and it was available right here in the US. It was a one-time thing. And since then, other sellers do have the non-pro variant for sale on eBay here in the US, like Never MSRP and WirelessPlace.com. But there's a couple more as well, but I have not seen the pro available from any US sellers yet. But I'm sure they're coming though. I'm sure. But the price for this is, for the 128 gig internal storage model and 6 gigs of RAM is shoot, I think it's like it's between 270 and 300. Honestly, I got it for as I said, I got lucky. I got it for 250. But that's gonna, 230 to 250 is gonna be the price you'll pay for the 64 gig model. But man, this phone is spectacular. It's amazing. It has dual stereo speakers. Your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, your IR blaster, again, IR blaster, amazing build quality, always on display, and another thing that I wanted to go over really quick here too, without making this too long and boring. This has what Redmi calls an ARC a side-mounted ARC fingerprint sensor. Yes, it's not embedded in the screen, even though it is an AMOLED screen. It's not embedded. It's a physical one, but it's on the side, and I'm okay with that. I am, as I've said many times, the side is my favorite placement if it's not going to be under the display. And sometimes, depending on the size of the device, I prefer it on the side instead of in the screen. And yeah, I may have a different opinion if this had came out with it, on in the screen. Again, they are my two favorite spots. And it is cost efficient. The Redmi K40 series actually puts it on the side as well, not under the display. Even the top of the line Redmi K40 Pro Plus has it on the side just like this. It's what Xiaomi and their sub brand Redmi are calling an ARC fingerprint sensor. And what they mean by that is most or all side mounted fingerprint sensors, it doubles as the power button, which this does as well. But there's usually a big indenture there, and with this, there's not an indenture. It's literally an arc. They're saying it right. It's literally an arc. The whole device curves. It has a lot of curvature going on. The way that the device is designed, and the fingerprint sensor just kind of follows that design. It arcs with the rest of the phone. The side curves, and so does the button. And it's still a physical. It's capacitive, but it's still a physical button that you can use to turn the phone, on and off standby, or of course you hold it to power it off, et cetera, et cetera. You still physically press to do so, but it's capacitive. So you just, like fingerprint sensors have been for the past, 3 or 4 years now. And man, what else is there to say? It's great. You can double tap it to use to do other features, which I haven't really gone into. I've just seen it in other reviews. You can make it do other things when you double tap it and stuff like that. Open up other apps, but oh man, they're just. I mean, I pretty much just. It's just what I said 5 or 6 minutes ago. This is a flagship without a flagship processor, and that's literally it. That's literally the only thing keeping this from being a flagship. This is the Redmi K40, but with a a Snapdragon 732G chipset instead of a Snapdragon 870 or 888. It has it's just been fantastic, and the reason why I talked about the fingerprint sensor so heavily there a minute ago, something that I missed was a lot of other videos I saw. People said that the ARC design, how it goes with the design language of the phone, it's great, it looks nice, but they complained that because there's not an indenture, they can't tell where the fingerprint sensor is exactly unless they have this case on, because of course this case has a hole for it right there. But yes, that definitely helps. But you know what? Even without the case, I have had no problem whatsoever feeling for that fingerprint sensor. You can feel it. I mean, it's just like it doesn't have to be indentured. It still has separation there where you can feel it. I mean, it's you can see it on camera. I mean, it's if I can zoom in, yeah, see, I mean, it's you can still feel it. It's raised up some still. For those that complained about that, I'm not really sure what they were talking about. But yeah, thoroughly impressed with this phone. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. I was so freaking mad when the thing took a whole nother week to come in. I was supposed to have this video up last Monday. I just couldn't believe it got lost, and it was coming from North Carolina. But it literally went to every state down south in the United States except Louisiana. Literally, like I'm not even joking. Anyways, y'all hit me up in the comments, man. I'm so happy to bring this right to y'all. I hope y'all really like this. The screen smoothness, by the way, the 120 hertz with that lower end processor, you won't even notice. This thing has no hiccups. I mean, it soars. This does have it just updated to MIUI 12.0.3. It is supposed to get the huge 12.5 update pretty soon, which I can't wait for because it's supposed to have a lot of features. the ability to get rid of a lot of the bloat that these phones have. Um, 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 but it is still Android 11. So keep that in mind. You still do get Android 11 out of the box. It has all of the bands except band 71 for AT&T and T-Mobile compatibility. On LTE, of course, no 5G here, which is odd. For my channel, since last year, since I had gotten the K30 5G, I showcased nothing but 5G phones between now and last January. Um, Over a year now, a year and 2 months, with the exception of with the exception of the OnePlus N100, the Nord N100, and the Blue G90 Pro. And there was another phone or two mixed in there where they were 4G, not 5G. But after that Redmi K30 5G last January, and I had the K30 4G before that. But when I got that 5G model, I've had mainly nothing but 5G phones on this channel. I almost actually changed the name of my channel based on 5G phones, because that's really all I just wanted to do from that point forward. But phones like this, man, I mean, it's these are still just worth just showing off so much, man. Like because the LTE on this phone is blazing fast. I haven't noticed any hiccups. I have really enjoyed using this phone. I mean, it's a monster. It really is. But hope y'all enjoy this video. Next up is the Motorola Edge S, also known soon, at least here in the US, as the Moto G100, the Snapdragon 870 powered, phone from them. Unfortunately, LCD. I was supposed to get that video done before this, and that was something that came in super late as well. As I hinted about earlier, I also have the ROG Phone 5 coming soon, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. And I will also have the Red Magic Watch on here. So y'all stay tuned for that. But y'all hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And until then, peace out.